Good morning, all of you. I hope all of you are doing good. Kindly revise the last lecture. Any doubt if you have, so kindly put your doubts in the chat box. Today, kindly tell me, we have started factoring in last lecture. Types of factoring we are supposed to do today. We'll do today types of factoring beta. Okay. Types of factoring we'll do today. Okay. I'm giving you 3 minutes to revise last lecture at 11:04. We'll continue with the lecture. Okay. So kindly jot down your doubts, whatever you have. Any doubt if you have, please ask your doubts. Atish, any doubt you have? Abhinav Aditya, Akansha, Ankit Randhawa. Randomly, I'm just asking. Okay. Ashutosh, Bazila Mustaq, Chavan Chakshi, Gagan, Himanshu, Ishdeep, Jaiprakash, Jyoti, Manav, Mitakshar, Mukul, Nikhil, Navjot, Riddhima, Sheikh Mohammed, Shruti, Simran smiling. Okay, no doubts. Simran Sarwagi, Sukhraj. Simran Sarwagi is the CR of your class? Simran. Suppose Simran is CR of your class, na? Okay. Simran, what are you doing now? Watching TV or watching movie? Or making breakfast? Okay. Tripti Seni. Wahid, any doubt? Simran, you have doubt? Okay. I'm just kidding, beta. Okay. Okay, bacha. So only last 1 minute you have to ask your doubts. Then we will start with the types of factoring. Okay, beta? And keep smiling.
And there is a finite number of points, or we can say intermediate points, which have different degree of phenomena. So this is the meaning of.
Now we are going to start with the types of factoring. Okay. So firstly, I am telling you the meaning of factoring that I told you in last lecture. So what is factoring, beta? Factoring is a financial arrangement between a buyer or a seller, or you can say an importer or exporter. Okay. It is provide finance at national level or international level. In the factoring, we factor will not provide 100% financing. That will provide finance, you can say, that can provide finance 75 to 85%. In the last slide, the PPT, actually what we were discussing when we were discussing this particular topic, factoring, so you find that 80% have written there. Okay, but in some of the books you find 75%, in some of the books you find 80 to 85%. Okay, so it may be vary from book to book, but generally it lies between 75 to 85. But some of the bank, they depend upon their choice actually, so they can also provide 70%. Okay, somehow you can say when targets are not achieved by the banks, so they can raise it also. Okay, I hope you got it. You want the factoring meaning, means you want me to explain factoring meaning again? I'll make you understand through diagram also if you want so. Kindly tell me. So it should be like clear. It should not be a rectification. Whenever anybody is going to ask you what is factoring, so you must clear with that. You will say me this one, that explain it again with the diagram, so I'll do it again also.
When we start the assigning of,
you want me to explain the meaning again? I'll make you understand with the diagram also. Okay, but so because it will take few minutes, because I'm making drawing over here, then we'll start.
And respondent to ask the assign a particular number to each of them. And in this case, what we do, so in case of our answer, we take at this number C2, and then we use same scaling for B and same scaling for C.
This is a factor, okay?
C, our
and here I'm going to make a buyer also.
Similarly, in case of B, our answer is
manufacturer or buyer. Now I'm going to draw parties. Who are the parties are going to involve over here? I'm telling from the both perspective, without recourse and recourse factoring. Okay, the types I will tell you later on. But here I'm making the diagram, the factoring according to debt administration, without debt administration. Okay, so first one is the buyer, or it can be a manufacturer. Okay, I'll tell you how it is. This is seller. Okay, this is a bank, or you can say factor. Okay, bank is going to be called as factor. This is a individual buyer. Okay, don't get confused on why I'm making two buyer at one place. Okay, so see, just suppose this is the buyer or manufacturer. Wait a moment, I'm taking my pencil, then I'll make the diagram complete, then I'll make you understand.
When we present these possible responses on a single line, and this is, we can say, graphical representation of possible responses. One need to say here, two is strongly agreed and strongly agreed, or we can say where, poor, fair, good, best, like this. So when we create a continuum between all given numbers in a particular order, in a sequence, ascending to descending, or descending to ascending, or we can say increasing to decreasing, or decreasing to increasing. We have extremities. Extremities are, we can say, 1 and 5. Between two extremities,
can we start?
Intermediate points.
Yes, Peter.
Intermediate points in this case, here student number 2.
No, my diagram is complete. Now see, if very first individual will see over here, this is a buyer or a manufacturer. Okay, this is a seller, this is a factor, or you can say bank, this is a buyer. Okay, now see beta, this is Mr. Buyer want to purchase the raw material. Okay, but he does not have enough money to pay to the seller. Are you getting? This individual buyer wants to purchase the raw material, but he doesn't have the sufficient money to purchase the raw material from the seller. Okay, so what he or she will do, they firstly that whosoever is the the manager or the correspondent manager, they will do a meeting with the seller that we want this buyer correspondent manager will go over there into the seller and will talk to the seller that we want to purchase the raw material from you of this and this amount and so thing. Okay, and we'll take for this purchase, we'll take a loan from the bank. Okay, so will you provide us the kind of loan with a particular bank, or that when you will send the invoice to us? Okay, earlier it you can say is maybe for 15 days you have to provide it on you can say in a borrow terms you will provide us, or you can say credit purchase you will provide us, and when you will receive the invoice from you or will receive the load from you, so then our bank will provide the finance to you. Are you getting? So this one conversation has been taken place between buyer and seller. Okay, now seller agrees on this particular matter. Okay, now buyer have also whatever the earlier conversation with this particular bank and all that, because his credit worthiness is very strong, this particular buyer and manufacturer in the accounts of bank. Okay, so bank is ready to make all that financial arrangement on the behalf of buyer to the seller. Okay, now just suppose whatever the raw material seller means buyer want to purchase, so firstly seller will send a invoice, because this one I am saying this is a credit purchase. Okay, so firstly buyer will sell a invoice to the buyer. Okay, one invoice, whatever that bank name they have told or their account number, so one invoice seller will send to the bank, one invoice will send to the buyer. Okay, buyer for the confirmation that we have received the invoice, so that will also send a particular that invoice copy to the bank. Okay, so bank will verify both the documents. Okay, then will provide this amount to the seller on that particular agreement, that will provide the amount of or finance to the seller bank. Okay, then this particular seller provide the raw material to the buyer. Okay, I hope you got this point. Up to this level you got it. Have you got the point up to this level, that buyer have received the raw material, but you see till the time buyer have not paid anything. Okay, now according to this agreement bank will provide few days to the buyer. Okay, bank will provide few days to the buyer to manufacture that raw material. Okay, now just suppose after 15 days all that raw material has been processed and convert into the finished goods. Okay, now this is one of the buyer, here that have been purchased, that purchase the finished goods. Are you getting? That have purchased the finished goods from the buyer, or you can say the manufacturer. Okay, buyer for whatever the raw material that have purchased from the seller now, so now had converted into the finished goods. Now this is called as manufacturer. Okay, but see, the ownership right of that particular raw material is still with the bank till the time it is not going to make the payment to the bank. Okay, means the manufacturer or the buyer will not make the payment, so still has not make the payment to the bank, so still the property or ownership right is in the hand of the bank. Now manufacturer have converted that finished goods. Okay, and will send a particular copy, and this is also a credit sale. Are you getting? Manufacturer in this case, in this manufacturer have sent a credit sale to this particular buyer. Okay, and will send an invoice to the bank. Okay, will send an invoice to the bank, and one of the point is also there, that is called as debt administration. This is also going to be provided under factoring. Okay, now bank, what they will do, they will receive this invoice and will start recovery from this buyer. Okay, and on the behalf of the buyer here means manufacturer. Okay, this one. So this buyer, okay, what means bank will take responsibility to collect the payment from the credit purchaser. Okay, and will receive the amount. Okay, and whatever the amount that will receive from there, okay, so that will give confirmation to the this one, and this buyer will also send confirmation to the buyer. Are you getting? So here in this case, if you see, buyer have done all that production possible without a single penny, or you can say without money. He has done all that, not single penny we can't say, means without money he has make all that manufacturing possible. I hope you got the meaning of factoring. Have you got the meaning? Should I repeat again? Okay, beta. Now I'm going to erase it. Then I am going to tell you the types of factoring. Okay. Now we are going to discuss types of factoring. Okay. So one by one, we'll discuss all this. First is beta, that is going to be called as full factoring. As its name suggests, full factoring. Full factoring means, okay, wait a moment, spelling is mistaken. Okay, it's, wait a moment, beta, spelling is mistaken over here. This is F-A-C. Okay, sorry for the mistake. This is factoring, F-A-C. Okay, now full factoring, beta, full factoring is also called as, firstly I'm writing, then I'll make you understand. It's also called as, this can ask in 1 mark question. Okay, without recourse factoring. Now see, full factoring is also called as beta without recourse factoring. Now what is full factoring? In full factoring, factor will take the responsibility of all the financial management, or you can say the sales ledger administration, the ledger administration, the debt administration, or you can say the customer information. Okay, in full factoring is also called as without recourse factoring. Okay, and in this case, factor will take the responsibility of the client in terms of debt administration, sales ledger administration, customer information, or all other any requirement that required by a client, okay, by the factor. So that will provide all the facilities in this case, full factoring. Okay, I hope you got this point. Any doubt if you have, so kindly ask. Yes, beta. Any students having any doubt, so please ask your doubt.
We are finding the answers like this: 1, 2, 3. We can see answers are 3, 2, and 2. Here we can see all are good. So number 1, it repeats itself. Number 2, number 3.
Ashish, any doubt, beta? Am I audible? Not audible. Deepika is also there in his class, na? Deepika, any doubt, bache? Deepika Rawat Gagan? Nayan, where is Nayan? I'm not listening. Nayan, lots of. Nayan is there in class, na? Nayan, have you got it? Okay. Mazila Mustaq, any doubt, beta? Okay, no doubt, I suppose. Okay, now next one is recourse factoring. Okay, recourse factoring, you can say this is not full factoring. Okay, in recourse factoring, bank or factor, in recourse factoring, bank or factor will not take responsibility of debt administration of client. Again, I'm focusing on this point that in recourse factoring, bank or factor will not take the responsibility of the client of the debt administration, or you can say whatever the debt recoveries or debt collection are supposed to be due by the bank, that will not do in the recourse factoring. But other things like just suppose sales ledger administration, customer information, ledger administration, okay, so that will be done by the bank but not debt administration. I hope you got it. What is recourse factoring? Any doubt if you have, so kindly ask. Then we'll discuss next point. Deepika, any doubt, bache? Galen is also there in this class. Galen Singh. Few student I remember. Jyoti Prakash. Galen is there in class, na? Yes, Galen Singh, any doubt, beta?
Alternatively, we are saying
Priyanka,
which object
Pratikantham Priyanka.
across without showing any personal preference for any object.
Priyanka,
Degree of subjectivity.
she is one of the excellent and outstanding student. I don't know what she is doing in online classes. Priyanka, are you having any doubt, bache?
Attitude.
One of the dedicated and I must say the hard-working student.
Either we measure
Priyanka, because I taught earlier, Priyanka, but this time I miss she will remain the same. No, she can't be.
so this is
She is very hardworking, I must say. Maybe in online classes, somehow I understand. It's okay, but that's great. She is very good student. Now next one, beta. Full factoring. All of you are very good. Okay. Now next one is full factoring, recourse factoring. Another is the. I'm writing over here. Kindly note down all these points in a notebook, beta. Okay. Next one, write down maturity factoring. Done. Then we'll discuss it.
Based on standard, we have only one.
Have you done it?
Yep, so
Maturity
for
factor
example,
return.
when we differentiate, we can say export schema rule to 5-seater car, 7-seater car. We do not
Okay,
like
now we are going to discuss maturity factoring, beta. Maturity factoring is what? In maturity factoring, uh, bank will take the responsibility only of collection. Are you getting? Bank will take responsibility only of debt administration of the customer. Are you getting? There is a network issue. I don't know whether I'm audible or not audible. So I'm writing what's the other name for maturity factoring. This is also called as collection factoring. Yes, Abhinav, what do you say? Anjali, am I correct? It's also called as collection factoring. Now see beta, maturity factoring. Okay, maturity factoring is also called as collection factoring. As its name suggests, in this bank will take responsibility only of debt administration. Okay, but apart from debt administration, like suppose you can say sales ledger administration, the ledger administration, or either customer information. Okay, all the task is not going to be done by the bank, but only the collection. Okay, only the collection part will be done by the bank or the factor. Got it? Can we do next point, that is advanced factoring. Okay, but next point we are going to do, that is advanced factoring. Okay, now what is advanced factoring, beta? Advanced factoring can be, see, basically there are only two types of factoring, that is full recourse or without recourse. Means you can say without recourse or recourse factoring. Basically there are two, all these are just subgroups. Okay, now what is advanced factoring, beta? Factoring is going to involve both the types of factoring. You can say full factoring or recourse factoring. Okay, I'm explaining it again. Advanced factoring is going to involve both the factoring, full factoring and recourse factoring. Okay, it means to say maybe the bank will take the responsibility of debt collection, maybe the bank will not take responsibility of debt collection, okay, for the buyer. Okay, and in this advanced factoring, one plus point of one advantage here, as its name suggests, advance means to say, uh, yes, there is a network issue, Abhinav. So should I wait for? I'm just waiting. Okay, so when it will be, this glitch is going to be clear, then I'll continue. So just wait. Okay, we'll wait for a few seconds or 1 minute. Maybe it will sort it out. Otherwise, you will not understand. Okay, we have lots of time.
gather करके
Maybe due to weather, I suppose it is.
the characteristics. And when we start the
Till the time I'm writing the name of other factoring, okay? So when it will be, this red line will
so
clear, na, then we'll do
second, when we
that.
start this scaling, when we arrange these items in a continuum, highest to lowest to highest. So this continuum, this arrangement that is based on two different factors. One is, you can say, comparison, and other is without comparison. Yeah. So in this case, what we do, so we compare which product is better. One is, we can say, product of boosting, and other is the product of rate. And when we prefer, when we compare the features of a particular
See, this is
product,
bulk factoring. Now my voice is clear. Now this red line is not there. Okay. Okay, next one we'll write down later on. Now see, but what is advanced factoring? In advanced factoring, bank will take responsibility to make the advance payment, okay? Whatever the principal amount or interest amount, whatever that is there, so bank will take the responsibility of the advance payment to the seller on the behalf of the buyer. If you remember, I've told you in through that diagram, when maybe this case can happen when when bank will receive the amount from the buyer, then we'll make the payment, okay? But if you see, when I was not telling you about that the buyer that have purchased the goods from the manufacturer, so before that bank have made the payment to the seller. Are you getting? So this is the advance payment. He has not received any payment from the buyer, but still that has made the payment to the seller. Are you getting my point? Without debt recovery, if bank is going to make the payment to the seller on the behalf of buyer, are you getting? Yeah, two buyers are here. Yeah, I'm talking about. So don't get confused over here. If you have any doubt in advanced factoring, kindly ask. Advanced factoring means without the collection of the debt recovery, a bank is going to make the payment to the seller on the behalf of buyer. So this is going to be called as advanced factoring. Okay, and I've told you it can be without debt administration, or it can be without recourse factoring. Okay, without recourse means what? Means debt administration will be handled by the bank, and recourse factoring means debt administration will not handle by the bank. Okay, rest of the functions will be done. I hope you got it. Any doubt?
We are saying the score belongs to 40%, we say the grade is a D. Score has 50% grade is to become the B.
Should we go for the next point, beta? If any doubt, so kindly ask. Now next one, I'm taking my pencil, just wait a moment. Now see, next one is agency factoring. Okay, now in agency factoring, bank, what they will do, bank will provide finance. First thing, bank will provide finance. Second, bank will also facilitate them bad debt provision facility. Are you getting? If any bad debt is going to be occur, they will provide them. If any finance they require, so they will provide them. Okay, but bank will not provide them sales ledger administration and debt recovery administration. Are you getting? In the agency factoring, bank will provide finance, plus they will also provide them bad debt provision facility. Okay, but they will not provide them sales ledger administration facility, plus they will not provide them debt administration facility in agency factoring. I hope you got this point. Agency factoring, beta, and little differences are there in all these points, so I'm repeating. And very good, Anjali. Kindly clear your doubts right now, because n number of question can be asked from this topic. Okay, now agency factoring is what? Bank will take responsibility to provide the finance, okay, to provide the finance plus they will also provide the facility of bad debts. Bad debts means what? If manufacturer will not able to recover the money from the credit purchaser, so in that case how they will manage their debts? Are you getting? So these two facility will be provided, but they will not provide them facility of sales ledger administration, and plus you can say debt administration facility they will not provide. Okay, then for what finance will be provided? Abhinav, see here what I am saying. They will provide finance, so that's why this is factoring. Finance will be provided. Bad debts recovery will be provided. Are you getting? But they will not see that how they are managing their sales, their credit sale, cash sale, how they are managing. They will not provide this facility. Or at what time the recovery should be due, at what time it should not be, or what else. Are you getting, Abhinav? I hope it's clear. Now next point we are going to discuss, that is okay beta, invoice factoring.
And based on this, we have to study which product is best, which one is maybe the most utilized. Person A says A and B both are good product with
Invoice.
product C.
Just wait a moment. I think my laptop is hanged.
Do not start ranking. How many? 1, 2, 3 start here. Now,
am I audible? Again, this red signal is.
In your case, you have a number of friends in class.
Then I will tell you invoice factoring. Audible. Okay, now see beta, in invoice factoring, bank will provide the finance facility. Okay, invoice factoring, bank will provide the finance facility to the individual buyer. Okay, but that will not provide any other facility like sales ledger administration, debt recoveries, customer information, any other information that will not be provided by the bank or by the factor. Okay, only invoice factoring, or you can say finance facility, will be provided. Got this point? Any doubt if you have?
We have 5 sections and choose any 2 sections according to his choice. According to your.
Again, I am repeating. In invoice factoring, beta, Anjali, kindly listen it carefully. In invoice factoring, just suppose Anjali, you are a buyer. Okay, I am taking responsibility. I am a factor. Okay, I am taking responsibility that I'll pay your invoices. Means whatever the bills is going to be incurred on your credit sale, credit purchase. I'm getting credit purchase. I'll make the payment to the seller. Okay, but I will not take any responsibility when you will manufacture the good, you will sell to whom, whosoever will be the customer, any other information. I'll not manage anything, but I'll manage only that I'll provide finance. I'll make your sales possible. I'll make your purchase possible. Are you getting? Anjali. Okay, now next one beta, we are going to discuss, that is bulk factoring. Just wait a moment.
So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we study only one attribute, only one, we start the scoring based on the validity of given data. If we study the validity.
See, in the bulk factoring beta, bulk factoring is somewhat, you can say, just a modification. Okay, bulk factoring is just a modification, or you can say a change in the invoice factoring. Again, I'm repeating, bulk factoring is not somewhat a similar category, but you can say that is similar to invoice factoring. In simply here in the bulk factoring, they will take the invoices in bulk. They will make the payment of the particular purchase. So invoice factoring single bill can be possible. In bulk invoice factoring, the more invoices will be there, more than one. More invoices will be there of the buyer, okay, and that will be make payment, that payment of that bills payment will be done by the buyer, by the bank or by the factor, but other responsibilities will not be taken. So you can say invoice and bulk factoring are similar, but in bulk factoring more invoices are there. And here client is strong, client is credit worthy, means to say means he is able to manage all that debt and all that debt collection and all. Okay, now next one can we discuss?
We do not start a rating and ranking for each and every character.
Okay, next point we are going to discuss, that is beta international factoring. International. Simply, what is international factoring? When we talk about import or export, okay, internet means there is no buy and sell it in that level, we call as import or export. See, international factoring is what? Simply a bank will be there that will make a financial arrangement between importer and exporter, okay, that will make sales possible for the importer and will make payment to the exporter. This is called as international factoring. In this case, a letter of credit will be issued. All of you heard about letter of credit? Have you heard about letter of credit? Have not heard about letter of credit? How it's possible? Letter of credit is generally, okay, just heard only. Now see beta, what is letter of credit? Letter of credit will be issued, I'm telling you. See, whenever we are doing any international business, okay, so bank, see, without having a bank, you can't make any sale or purchase. I suppose you when I was telling you about RBI, so I was telling you whenever any foreign exchange reserve and all that, foreign exchange is going to be taken place. So RBI is going to look after all that activity. What exactly the finance has been transact between one country to another, means from India to another country and from other country to India. Are you getting? Because RBI is watching each and every activity to see when we are going for international business, without having a national bank, you can't make any, means without having a bank, you can't make any transaction. It's obvious, I suppose everybody know. Okay, so letter of credit is basically what? This is a certificate that is issued by the bank. See, why letter of credit is going to issue? This is very crucial, I must say. See, who is going to who knows you at international level? Just suppose if you are doing, just suppose Anjali and me. Okay, maybe Anjali, maybe one of the Russian manufacturer, they know Anjali, but they don't know me. Okay, they don't know why we should provide raw material in credit to this Miss Anita. Why we should provide? Okay, so see, bank is also going to, you can say, it is providing a certain kind of warranty. Okay, that is provide a certain kind of warranty to the on the behalf of the particular buyer to the importer, that will provide the warranty to the exporter, that importer will make all the payments to you. Okay, because it can be further categorized. So that's why I'm telling a general definition, general meaning of this international factoring. Are you getting? So letter of credit is going to be issued over here, and this is only a warranty that will make that payment will be made by the importer. I'm audible. There was a network issue earlier. I'm audible. My camera is off automatically. Just wait a moment, beta.
Now, what we do when we start this
Okay,
evaluation,
got the meaning international factoring? Now, international factoring can be of different categories. First is direct or full factoring. Okay, international factoring can be of different categories, direct or full factoring. Second is direct import factoring. Next one is direct export factoring. Kindly note down. International factoring can be having different categories. Direct or full factoring, direct or full international factoring, direct import factoring, direct export factoring.
So that is the meaning of scale property. If students A can also be classified.
Direct export factoring. Next one is back-to-back factoring. Back-to-back factoring. Note down. Full factoring, I suppose everybody is clear to everyone. Export factoring, only bank will take the responsibility for the exporter to collect all that payments. Import factoring, bank will take the responsibility of all that, whatever that is going to be taken place or on the hand of the importer. In bulk to bulk factoring, basically when the huge amount of transaction, when the huge amount of raw material is going to be purchased by the importer. So in this case, back to back factoring is going to be done by the factor or by the bank. Are you getting my point? So this is all about types of factoring. Any student is having any doubt, you kindly put your, which one, Abhinav? All the points? International factoring, back to back. Back to back factoring basically is what? In back to back factoring, the bulk quantity is going to be exchanged between an importer and exporter. Okay, and this is also going to be called as specialized factoring. Okay, this is also called as one of the specialized form of international factoring. Okay, and when you can say when seller is going to sell a large amount of quantity. Okay, when seller is going to sell a large amount of quantity to the buyer, so in this case this kind of factoring is going to be utilized. When small amount of transaction is going to be utilized, so simple export or import factoring is going to be utilized, but not this one. Okay,
for example, whether
means to say, like, means after every 10 days if you are doing certain exchange, so it is very tough for task for the importer or for the exporter to make all that financial arrangement at that time. So bulk to bulk factoring in this case means whenever the lot is going to be taken place, whenever the sale is going to be taken, this is all going to be managed by the factor. Frequently means after every fortnight it is going to be managed. Okay, now I'm going to take your Hindi test right now. Fortnight in Hindi, what you call as? In English everybody know. Fortnight in Hindi, what we say? In Urdu you can say.
So we have a scale of 8 points. We have 1, 2, 3. So not 8 points like this. 4 points. So we can
15 days, I suppose everybody know.
4 points. So this is a 4-point scale.
Pakwaha, Pakwara, Pakwaha. It's called Pakwaha. Yes.
How they rank.
In Urdu, it's called Pakwaha.
On 6-point scale.
Okay. So thank you everyone. Stay blessed, stay happy, enjoy your day. Any doubt if you have, so kindly put your message in the chat box. I'm waiting for your responses.